Blog Talk Radio.
Hey guys, this is Those Guys with your host Matt Marrero along with your other host.
Oh, they took my letter. I can't be that agent. Damn it. This is Tristan Walter.
Wait, what agent were you going to be?
Well, wasn't the guy at the beginning Agent T? I guess I'll have to go with
Agent
W.
W.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that works. I like that.
Yeah. All right, so Agent W, or Double, if you want to, you know about Kamen Rider, double/W, right, Tristan?
Right.
No, literally, because of the pronunciation, they call him double because it's 2 in 1, but it's listed as a W sometimes, like in promo artwork, like it's a pun, because the Japanese pronunciation of double and W.
Pun, then I can't.
You can't acknowledge it. So, I gotta say, this movie. So there's parts of this movie that I really, really, really enjoy, and then there's other parts of it that I'm not saying it's like the worst thing ever, but I feel as if this movie overall, compared to the first one, because we're talking about Men in Black 2, everybody, compared to the first one, I feel like with this one they were like, oh, all right, so a lot of kids are into this. We've seen that's the fan base, and because of that, we're going to lean a little bit more into some of the goofiness, silliness, that even though I actually thought a lot of it was funny, in some cases they kind of, a bit like Fairly Odd Parents, they were like, let's forget about the rules and let's just do something funny. And it's like, but there are a lot of rules that I feel like in Men in Black should be followed, that, from the first one, that I feel like they kind of were just like, no, but it's funny, who cares? And it's like, all right, I'm not saying I care, I'm not going to die on this sword, but it was a little odd, if you will. So
okay.
I feel like compared to the first one, I feel like this one is a little bit of a lack of I don't say continuity, but just a lack of something, a lack of oomph that the first one had. Where the first one, I felt like it was kid-friendly, although there were some jokes that were clearly not meant for kids in this one, just like the first one. But when I say the oomph factor, I'm referring to Vincent.
You're a crazy
But
guy.
I'm referring to Vincent. Yes, I know. I'm referring to Vincent D'Onofrio, though, who sold the bug character in the first one, the farmer who got possessed by a bug.
Yes, right.
He sold him so well in such a subtle, horrific way that for me, I felt like the film, not just because of him, but in general, it was more of a normal story, also peppered in with some crazy out-of-this-world sci-fi elements and stuff like that.
Right.
And again, there was some funny stuff. Of course, you have Will Smith hamming it up no matter what, which I love him for even in this movie. But I don't know, for some reason in this one, even though...
Still spot on.
Actually, I think he was better, at least in the first few minutes of this movie. I think he even went further beyond, all jokes aside, and being serious. Like, no, just the way he was talking to everyone. He's like, "Hey,
Larry
come
has
here,
made a decision.
Meet my man Jeff."
Larry better get his ass back in there.
Yes. Meet my man Jeff. And it was just, the whole, like, that first few minutes were actually very, very funny. I got to be real.
Yeah.
So, I definitely do appreciate Will Smith in all of this. And even Tommy Lee Jones didn't lose a step. This was only a few years later. So he didn't lose it, quote unquote, either. My issue is just, again, there's something about the tone of the film, the way certain scenes were shot, a lot of the CG that was used. It felt like and this is understandable because the first movie did do really well with kids. I mean, I think you and I are pretty much proof of that to a certain extent. That the movie did so well with the kids, the little ones, with the PS1 game, the animated series. I believe that happened in between 1 and 2. So there was all of this, and of course number 1 did very well, not just with kids, but in general did very well at the box office. So I think because of all of this, they just leaned into it a bit more for the second one, because minus a few jokes, it felt, I don't know, it just felt like something that was trying to appeal to a younger version of me, where the first one, I feel like it can stand up in general. Like it's just trying to be made as a straight movie, and also kids can like it. Where this one, it felt like it was trying to be made for the kids, and the adults can take them to the theater. Do you see where I'm coming from a bit, or do you think I'm a little off?
Sort of. I think, I don't know, I felt some of the jokes were a little more.
Well, no, that's
I mean,
true. No, it's not the jokes. I'm not referring to the humor. Yeah, no, I'm not referring to the humor necessarily,
right.
because there's always that type of humor in any movie that's for kids. There's some type of humor that the adults are going to get. Like, the kids aren't going to know what Kama Sutra is.
I feel like it's more. There's a bit more adult humor in this one.
Fair.
If you want to call it humor, I would say it's a little dated.
Which ones are you thinking of? I thought the Agent M thing. Well, no, Michael Jackson being an alien is funny, but what was odd was the alien affirmative action. I was like, well, that's a little just odd. But which ones were you thinking of?
Did I miss that? No, I mean just in like the opening. I mean the first 5 minutes. Just the other alien landing, and it's like, I need a disguise. That'll work.
Well, you know what it is? It's interesting. So I thought it was only bad because in my head I'm like, this is just an excuse to get a good-looking woman to dress like not that it's a problem necessarily, but that's the only reason why they did it, is just because it's just like, oh my goodness, what are the odds of Victoria's Secret? Like, it literally could have been a men's fitness thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but no, it's Victoria's Secret. But, I mean, the movie immediately jumps on itself, though, Tristan, because it has her eat him, the dude that was trying to assault her.
No, I know.
So,
like,
he was dated,
horrifying.
but, like, so you're right. That opening scene isn't so much, like, child-friendly, but I'm referring to other parts, like, not even just other parts, just the way certain things were done in the film, the way it was shot. I don't know. There's something about it. I'm not going to say it's like a Nickelodeon movie or anything like that.
Oh, yeah.
But but there's something about, I guess maybe because, also, this is a good thing. I want to step back a bit. The cameras got better. Like, it was only 3 years later, I believe. Well, wait. Did Men in Black come out in 99 or 97? I thought it was 99.
I thought it was 98.
Oh, okay, never mind then. So then that means that it was more than 5 years. Okay, that's fair. Or like 4 to 5 years. All right.
Internet.
No, I'm referencing it because the cameras got the CG on and off. Really depends on what scene you're talking about. But the cameras, like, they look like they're miles ahead of what they initially recorded on when they did the first movie. Again, maybe just
you're right.
They had higher budget.
The first one. Oh wait, that's serious. God damn it.
Okay.
I was going to say 97. You were correct. I think it is 97,
okay.
Yes.
Yes, I love, what's his name? I love Patrick Warburton, who was Jay's partner initially before he got, New Life. Dude, Patrick Warburton is amazing. So he's done a lot of different stuff. He's been the Tick in the original version of the Tick. He's been Joe on Family Guy. And in general, he's just a really funny actor. I can't think of anything else that he's been in that I'm like, oh my god, I love. Oh, he's in like a sitcom with David Spade and a few other people, like something Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter, I think. No, Rules of Engagement, something like that. So like if you flip channels randomly, you'll see it being syndicated, where it's like David Spade and like I think the wife was from something Rules to Dating My Teenage Daughter, that she plays his wife on the show. So yeah, if you're just flipping channels randomly, depending on the time of day or night, you might find it on one of the, non-cable channels, usually playing. So he's really funny, and so seeing him in this movie, it just really confused me because I've seen this movie before when I was a kid. I've probably seen it multiple times because of my younger brothers as well, because I love the first Men in Black, as we talked about last time. So if I loved it so much, I'm like, I saw this one even without them, but I think they also were the catalyst. Like, it was like, oh yeah, they're young, let's get them into, Men in Black. That was probably what my dad and I thought, because it was a, quote-unquote safe thing pretty much. Compared to, Family Guy or Simpsons, depending on what episode of Simpsons. And so we were watching, I've seen this before, but I just never picked up on Warburton, especially because, he leaves early on in the movie and just never returns in any way. So it never clicked until this exact moment, and I lost my shit. especially when it's like, you thought I wasn't going to make a scene because we're in a diner.
You brought us to a public place, so I wouldn't make a scene. Dude, you are making a scene.
And then he just cries so loudly. Like, that's one of the funniest things, too, in Family Guy. Not so much the reason why Joe is crying, because it's usually a horrific thing about, you know, him or his own mortality. So that's never funny, because if you don't remember, Tristan, Joe's the cop who's in a wheelchair.
Oh, yeah, no,
So it's usually never... Yeah, it's usually never funny why Joe is crying, but the way Warburton sells it,
right,
like the cry and how loud he just wails is just fucking hilarious. Oh my God. Oh, and I loved as a New Yorker when they stopped the train at 81st Street Station. I was like, look, I don't go to museums a lot, but it looked like if they made a set, that's a damn good set.
Yeah.
Because it looked like they were actually underground. I'm sure they had to have made a set. Usually they make like one set and use it over and over for New York scenes.
Right.
So I'm sure that this is like a set in LA, but it looks really good, I gotta say.
Yeah, it's hilarious. I've been on the subway enough times now that I'm like, yeah, that's the normal New Yorker reaction. As the worm is like going through the subway, I'm like, that's spot on.
Yes, no, and then I love how Will Smith makes fun of it later.
Yeah.
It's just like, all of you think like, you know, oh no, you know, you're New Yorkers, you've seen it all, then all of a sudden you're not running until, you know, you don't run when a black man tells you to freaking, you know, get out the way because there's a worm trying to eat the half of the train. I was like, that's true.
God.
And then also, did you notice how he neuralized the guy, the captain of the, you know, what was his name again?
Larry, the conductor, or on the
Larry,
train, or
the conductor, yeah. When because what happened is I thought about this for a second.
Yeah, he did everybody else, and then he walked past the window and hit him too.
Well, no, because I thought, like, I was like, well, Larry's not with them, so what's gonna happen? And then he just, like he just got him, like Pokemon snapped his ass, just click, and I'm like, God damn it, that's good. Oh man.
Yeah, but, 5 years. I mean, damn, he got good real quick.
Well, I mean when you're on a job like this for 5 years.
Yeah, true.
If you're not, it's funny. If you're not Kay, and you're not Warburton, and you're not good, then you're dead.
Yeah. You die.
I'd imagine the turnover rate is pretty intense. Although,
I love how they're like, you have to stop, you know, erasing the memories of your partners. I probably just saved that man's life. He was not cut out for this.
Well, no, to be fair, like, look, I understand where, you know, Jay's character, where he's coming from. Like, hey, look, they really didn't want to do this. And I get that, but to me, it comes off as more of like a ha-ha, I'm supposed to laugh at this. And I'm like, no, the way you guys played this up, you would think he would get deneuralized for doing shit like that more than once.
Yeah, that's true. When they were like, oh, you got to stop doing that, I'm like, oh, he's been doing it without authorization? Shit. Like,
yeah. His fifth partner.
Anyone going to say about it? Anyone going to say anything about that?
Yeah.
No? All right. He basically runs this place now, huh?
Yeah. And one of his partners was, what's it called? The woman from the first movie who worked at the morgue.
I thought it was
That's why
H&L.
Yes, he did that's why he did a reference, because I don't know why they couldn't get her back. I don't know if she was caught up in a movie or something, but like they couldn't get her back. So like that I understand as like a reference, like, hey man, like but in general though, in the grand scheme of things, it's like, dude, you've done this 5 times. Like, I understand Kay having that seniority because he had been doing it for 30 years. But with Smith's character doing this for 5 years, even if it's like, no, he's not a rookie anymore, he might seem like he's a hot shot, but he really does run this organization and he's damn good at it. Like, I get,
I mean, at that point,
it
seems like he's top dog in the organization. I mean, obviously,
I get it.
Oh, I can never remember his name, but the other, like, he's still the head of Men in Black.
Zed,
yes, there we go.
I assume he's Agent Z, I guess.
Right, yeah.
Oh, what I really thought was cute, though, when he neuralized Warburton, and he just tells him, he's just like, you're going to have a lot of kids, and then he actually sets him up with that waitress. I was like, that's really nice.
Right.
No, because Warburton's an attractive guy, and he's in a suit and everything, so literally it's like,
I
he
get it.
thinks you're cute.
Right.
No, it's just nice. Like, in my opinion, I'm like, he literally just made that man's life. Like, good for him. Like, he said, hey, have a lot of kids, because, like, I know that's what you fucking want. Hey, by the way, like, he thinks you're cute. And it's just like, boom, set that up. Would have been really funny if it was the actress who played the wife in fucking Rules of Engagement. That'd be hilarious. But the show didn't exist yet, so that would be way too meta.
Right.
When you saw a cat, did you think we were going to get the same shit again? Like, we need the light of Zartha. I see a cat. I'm like, there it is. Lady, serpent lady. Oh, God, what's her name? Turns you into stone.
Oh, Medusa?
Medusa. Yeah, Medusa chick. Medusa woman. You need to please go. There's a cat. That's the light. And this is not like a thing about like all cats are all light. But like I'm just saying that like after the first movie with that whole thing and the fact that like, oh yeah, cats are aliens and that whole random one-off joke that I'm like, that sounds about right. Cats are aliens. It just makes me think that when I saw a cat, when it's like, oh yeah, get the Mountain Dew from the basement or whatever the drink was, when she's coming up, I was just like, it's the cat. I remember that he was an alien, the guy running the pizza shop. I don't know why, but something about it was like...
I didn't see that coming, and I'm like, why didn't I see that coming? I should have seen that coming a mile away.
When you were a kid or now? Because I don't know if you've ever seen this movie.
Yeah, no, I may have seen parts of it. I don't think I've seen the whole thing. I have now, but yeah.
Yeah. That's funny. Imagine, wait a minute, you haven't seen it now? We're live.
Yeah.
I mean, we're pre-recorded, but we're live. Yeah, so...
The mask comes off.
Oh, my God. I was so happy when Frank became Jay's partner. God, I love that dog. So much.
Frank! Jeez, man! Come on!
When he's singing in the car, I fucking lost it. With that look upon your face. I know, now go. Just the fact that he's just singing it. I think they use that for the trailer, which I mean makes sense. The way they made Frank. I know that we're watching a Blu-ray version, so all of it's like upscaled, and I'm assuming they have the original, files, so it does look a bit better. But a few things. First of all, with how many years it was, 6 years between, the first Men in Black and this one, it's crazy how they made that jump where you start off the movie with them in space, all crazy like. How nuts is that? Jumping between, one movie to another. Like in the first one, the big reveal was at the end, and now we have, what's her name, with a Z. She's just traveling in a spaceship, destroying all planets, basically giving Vader a little, an older on. Thank you. That's a joke from this movie. Thank you. 2002. Thank you. No, but seriously though. No. But like Vader would be in love with her. How many planets did you destroy? Normally I'd say fall into hatred. But I am officiated to marry the both of you.
Oh, God.
I am officiated to marry. I will marry the both of you.
Well, that's a fan canon I never needed to hear.
No one did. Literally nobody fucking did.
No.
Not one human being. Maybe a few aliens. Not one person needed to hear that. Anyway. So I love
to go lie down.
Frank in the suit. Frank in the suit was fucking great. I wish he kept the suit. Oh my God.
Oh right, yeah.
Oh,
it even acts as a little pudding. Not that I've ever had a problem with. Oh God. Frank,
not that I've had a problem with the ladies.
Lose the suit.
Yeah. But so what I was going to say, another joke that you were like, that I think maybe you were alluding to, was with the worms, when it was just like, don't, like, when it's just giving her warnings, just like, don't fall asleep.
Yeah. I was like,
I'm like, that's bad.
Yeah,
like,
that's a no-no.
I know they're the best that you have, but, like, give her a blaster.
Yeah, right? It's funny, when he handed the... was it just me, or when he's like, here's my communicator, I'm like, is that a knife? Because that looks like a knife at this angle to me.
I didn't notice.
Thought he handed her a pocket knife, and I'm like, oh, fuck.
I would.
I would, too.
That's good for her, yeah. Yeah. What I loved is later when it's like, we're playing Twister. These guys are great because they don't have any spines. I'm like, this is funny. No, it's funny because, like, everyone actually had a good time. Like, the twist is everyone's actually fine. But to me, that is
everything's
funny.
fine.
But
that one was funny. Before it was like, I don't know about this.
Yeah. I mean, pretty much almost, I think anything Will Smith said really was just funny for the most part. Like, even if it felt in excess, like, all right, this is a bit too much, it was still funny in and of itself.
Yeah. I still
think,
enjoyed his comedy. I thought, like, he plays the role great.
Because, like, even when he's talking to Kay, it's funny, but, I mean, I guess I get, like, hey, look, we have to get him up to speed because everything's going to die. So, look, we gotta say some weird shit in front of some locals. Like, we just got to get this done. Because the thing is, that's the one thing about this movie that just feels odd. Like, I understand that this is a cataclysmic event that will come, but it does seem as if protocol just doesn't exist anymore, which is just odd.
Right, which is funny because when Kay is reinstated, all he does is go off on Jay about all the protocol that he's fucking up.
Yes, which that's good to a certain extent, but then it feels as if why has no one been like, we have to get rid of this guy, or put him on paperwork or something. Like, maybe that's too cliche cop stuff, but like,
I guess so.
He's going so off the rails in my opinion. The fact that even though, look, I'm happy that he didn't neuralize the woman that he had met, Laura, but that doesn't mean that when asked why, he can't just even give a half-assed answer of, she has a lot of valuable information. I mean, we neuralized you and look at where we are.
Right.
But we have to have, for some reason, Will Smith's character be like, and it's like, come on, man, you've been doing this for 5 years. You know how to be like, at least like
pretty
in
lady.
certain cases, I get it. Yeah, exactly. That's another thing too. It's a sequel thing, and it's also I guess if you want to consider this a superhero movie, it's a superhero thing. For some reason, the second a man meets a woman, everything that existed beforehand is just like, whoa, what? Like, literally, like, Bruce just consistently trips over his own dick. I'm Batman. Excuse me? Oh, I'm sorry. I was asking for the wine menu. Like, it's just...
Consistently trips over his own dick.
I mean, he does.
Oh, God.
At least Spider-Man waits a movie.
I may have died and left my body.
All right, that's
Am
fair.
I an alien? Did I fall out of the skin suit? I don't know. I may have just blown my own cover. Oh, God.
So that's and by the way, make note, because I think we talked about this last time. So this is based on a comic book, but at this point, they are completely devoid of anything even referencing the comic book, I believe.
They're going in their own
direction.
direction.
Well, yes, because what the comic book did, which I haven't read all of it, so then maybe this is a story slightly that's referenced in the comic book. But there's a few different things that are hugely different when looking at both. So one of them is the fact that in the comic book they try to deal with everything that's weird and unknown.
Yeah, right.
So they're not just like, oh, let's go after let's go after aliens.
It's not just aliens.
I think at one
right.
point, these kids were accidentally summoning demons through D&D, and it wasn't like, ugh. No, it was actually really cool. The demon was drawn very well, and the kids were like, we didn't know, and it's just like, hey, man, that's fine. This happens all the time.
No,
it was really funny.
You've heard,
like,
they're all true. I have unexplained supernatural powers.
That's why you play D&D through the computer. It's all digital devil stuff.
Well, it's he knows too much.
Am I dead?
I mean, unless you'd like to join the circle.
Anyway, we should move on. So the Michael Jackson thing, because that's on my screen right now. Oh, no, not yet. It's going to be later. I thought, because I have the movie playing on in the background. So the Agent M thing, which again is, they also had like Martha Stewart randomly in the background, and I was like, that's hilarious. Because, again, just random pot shots at celebrities being aliens are just always a good time for me.
Right, yeah.
But the Michael Jackson one, they actually got Michael Jackson. So that was really him standing there talking to Zed. And so he's like, I can be Agent M. And then just immediately gets cut off. But because the reason why they said that he was an alien, he was like, so Zed, you talked to me about becoming an agent? It was like, sorry, the connection's getting kind of fuzzy. Because I told you about the. Well, no, because that was funny. But he told him, I told you about the aliens, of the alien, what's it called? God damn it, affirmative action program. I.e., aliens would get the chance to get in either not sooner, but like better. And then it was just like, anyway, gotta go. Zed, I can be Agent M. Click. And I was like, God damn it. It's funny sans the. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, the affirmative action joke doesn't need to be there, especially as a kid. Because you know what it is too? When you're a kid, you don't think it's funny, and then depending on who you are now, you don't think it's funny. So in general, I'm like, it's irrelevant.
Right.
But the general joke of ghosting Michael Jackson on becoming an agent, the concept to me is fucking hilariously out of this world. It's just so bad.
Right, yeah.
Like so out there. I love it. Oh, speaking of something that was done that was out there, did you like the special effects on the Twilight Zone episode of the Men in Black episode of Twilight Zone?
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
I loved it. The only thing, and everyone's going to call me a fucking nerd, and you know what? I accept it. The only thing that I was like, this isn't realistic. The woman who is the princess who was presenting them with the Light of Zartha, she had her chest was so exposed. I'm like, 50 Show would have her in a jumpsuit before they have her with that much chest out.
Oh. Right. Oh God. Yeah.
Because I've seen enough episodes of Twilight Zone. Maybe I'm the one that's wrong, but standards and practices. That much
if
chest.
I remember
I'm not
my
saying
Twilight
that there's no
Zone,
chest.
like I think I do, I would agree with that statement.
I'm not.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not saying there's no chest. I'm just saying that that level, that's I Love Lucy.
Yeah.
They couldn't even sleep in the same bed, and they're married.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, I love that everyone at the post office is an alien.
Why did you think you were so comfortable here? I'm like, him.
That I remember. I remember in the trailer, they had this because of the boombox, just the way they spoke.
Right. Yeah. So
Beatbox.
I was going to ask.
Boombox. I said boombox. Fucking shoot me in the face.
Beatbox. Yeah.
I called it boombox. Fucking shoot me in the face.
I know. Was that part of the secret code to be like, no, Kay's back, it's cool, you can reveal yourselves?
No, that's his language.
Oh.
No, he knows how to speak his language. Which, say what you will about it being two African American dudes doing this, but either way, I mean, he's technically an alien. But still, it's that's his language, or technically, I guess all of their languages, to be fair.
Okay.
All of the aliens working there. So I don't know if that's a specific post office thing, or...
I thought he was just, screwing with him for a second, being like, look at this weird shit that I can do. That'll explain that everything I'm saying is real. That had nothing to do with the current situation. I know, but it was weird, wasn't it, right?
No smoking.
No smoking. God damn it.
Oh my God.
It's funny. It was a real gut punch, but like you said, like Jay doesn't have time to like mess around. It's like, hey, the world's gonna explode. I need you to get your memories back so we can get this shit done right. It's like, you don't remember who you are because you always feel like you're somebody else when you're looking up at the stars. That's why your wife left you. Decks him straight in the face.
Well, he's a stranger to him.
No, oh yeah. No, exactly. But
like imagine anyone just telling you that's why your wife left you. Boom!
Oh yeah, no. I would have decked him in the face too, but I love how Jay's like, all right, that's fair. He didn't say it, but like, all right, that one was fair. Fine. I'll wait in the car. If you want to figure out who the hell you are, go meet me there.
You sure he's going to come? Just hits the button.
Opens the door. All right, we go for one ride. If I don't like where this is going,
Kay,
I'm getting it.
Welcome back. Fucking talking dog in the back.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I mean, at least at that point he knows, like, all right, like, even if you want to call it a trick, like, once he gets in the organization, he's like, I'm known here.
Right, yeah.
So, also, apparently people can get deneuralized, which, honestly, I think that's a good addition to the story, not just because it's a way to bring back Tommy Lee Jones, because you could argue that's pure sequel bait, which I guess, I mean, not sequel bait, but, like, sequel, like, oh, well, we deneuralized him, so we have to bring him back. We can't just move on. Like, I get that. But here's the thing, though. There has to be a deneuralizer. With an organization that exists like this for all these years, there has to be a way to, in the off chance something like this goes wrong.
Yeah, like honest to God, there has to be a way. Right.
Yeah, that makes sense. And guess what? If the agent's like, no, I retired for a reason, then agent goes back into, retirement.
You get your brain scrambled again.
Exactly. I don't like how how his wife left him. I mean, I guess you could argue that Kay is always, longing for something, but I don't know. It would have been nice if it was like, let me just call my wife and I'll tell her I'll be, out on official business or so. I don't know. Or just if you have to neuralize my wife, neuralize my wife. But like it's weird that they had to be like, we have to take it away from him. So that because like
Kay
so that he
happy.
feels like like he could be happy but still look up at the stars and want more. Like you can have both, I think. Like because again, it's just like because apparently his longing of what's out there, knowing what's out there better than knowing what's here on Earth, all of a sudden that's why his wife leaves him. Granted, to be fair though, it has been 5 years, so it's not like this is the next day.
Right.
Like or 6 years technically, 5, 6. But so it's just I don't know why they had to do that because like it doesn't. You don't need to make. I guess maybe the thought is if he has a reason to stay, why would he leave? But again, you can have both. That has always been odd. But I love my wife. But that has always been odd. And because even if you love your wife, there were fucking aliens in that post office.
Yeah.
Like, I love my wife loves me, we're still together. What the fuck is this? These are aliens, and we need you to save the world, Kay. Or Kevin. He does not look like a Kevin. Will Smith was very right about that. I don't know what he looks like, but
it's
he
definitely
does not look like a Kevin.
Yeah.
No. Oh, man, that's funny. This is one thing that I was like, for the children. And it wasn't the worst, especially I like them appearing in right near 42nd Street when they got flushed.
Oh, God. Right.
In my head, again, Will Smith's reaction to it was the best. Man, you used to tell me all the time, flush me, Jake, flush me. And I used to be like, and I love he didn't know how to end the jokes because you could tell that he was just riffing. So he just but I said, nah. Just like, this is how you end it. Like there was like it was I don't know if I don't know what the right term for it is. It's not anti-humor, but it was just like it fizzled out, but in a way that just somehow sold the whole thing even better.
Yeah, that worked very well because obviously that would be anyone's reaction to that situation.
Yeah. Oh, how about that product placement?
Oh, with the
Burger,
and the Marlboro?
The Burger King.
Oh, Burger King.
No. Well, Burger King and the Sprint store that apparently exist at MIB headquarters. Like, I know that it's not a government organization, so, like, they have to get their funding somewhere. And I wouldn't be shocked if there are some aliens.
Or
it basically
spaceport,
is. Technically. No, because the first one had a mix between, like, it's like a spaceport, but we also work here, so, like, it's a bit more subdued.
It's
like they didn't have, like...
customs.
Yes, but they didn't have the Burger King and the Sprint store. Like, you can get a phone charger in there. That's, again, with how well the movie did, it was kind of like, let's make some money.
Yeah, basically. I mean, hell.
They definitely... I'm not saying that it's the worst. I'm just saying that, like, it's just kind of funny. Where the first one, again, it was devoid of that. Not trying to make that... That's not the reason why I'm saying it's better. But, like, the first one just didn't have as much of that. I'm pretty sure they smoked Marlboros, though.
Oh, yeah.
Although they may have just generally smoked.
Yeah.
If they didn't smoke Marlboros, they just generally smoked. So that would make sense. But it's just kind of funny that, like, I have to sit back and think, in canon, there are aliens that work at Burger King and at Sprint. Because that's how you get the connection in, I'm assuming. If there aren't aliens that work there, man, capitalism. What's it for? Don't ask. They paid enough that we don't ask where these stores are going. We just know that we're opening up 2 stores in New York. Shouldn't that be news, sir? No. Never. It will never be news.
Absolutely
also,
not.
I don't know.
Sir?
So I have a question.
Yeah.
It just hit me because I didn't think about it before until I saw all of the bodies. I don't know why. Maybe I was like typing something to you and I didn't see it in the corner of my eye. Is it assumed that every single agent is dead, other than Zed? I guess you want to call Frank an agent. Zed, Frank, J, and K.
I don't know about Dad.
Well, no, because when she walked by, because when she walked by the glass, when she walked by the glass, it looked like the tentacles were through all of them, like skewering them.
Oh, you mean that one? Probably, yeah.
Because at first I thought it was just like where you're being held here. Then I'm like, uh-oh. Oh, by the way, something that I look. Here's a joke that did age well, very, very, very well. Like literally, like fine wine. I'm not kidding. This isn't a punchline. This is serious.
Sounds like a punchline.
No. eBay. Could you imagine if eBay went under?
Oh, right.
And how dated that would have been?
Yeah, the deneuralizer till it got leaked online.
Is on eBay. Yeah, the plans got leaked online so people could make them.
God.
So now they're on eBay. I fucking loved it.
Yeah, no, that was hilarious.
No, because it just, and it's funny. Even though it's the early 2000s, yeah, it makes sense. Like I'm happy because I don't know how Men in Black International. I don't know when it's set, and I don't know how it is. But there is definitely you have to take into account, unless you're going to try to erase it completely and just hush up on it and not talk about it, but you have to take into account social media and the internet. Now, social media wasn't really a thing, obviously, in 2002. Anyone listening who's a bit younger might not know. Wasn't a thing in 2002. But the internet was still big. Like, internet message boards, forums, were pretty much still a very social place for people to kind of get together, talk about stuff, post eBay links. Google, I'm thinking Google existed. It was just tiny, right? Google was baby, right? Like it existed in 2002, but it was not.
Guess so. I don't remember.
I know.
To be
you didn't have a
honest.
computer.
Yeah,
no,
I
but
didn't
you did.
really get
you
internet
did
savvy till I say
much
savvy.
much later.
Yeah.
Well, internet. You didn't get on the internet until you were a teenager. Until you were a teen. Well, no, because we're both the same age. So in 2002, we were 10. So for me, I was on the internet, but obviously I wasn't on the internet chat rooms and the forums. But because I was fucking 10. But I still know that, like my dad would be like on forums. He would be putting stuff that he wanted to put up on eBay, like I think like video games or stuff like that. So like he would use eBay, buy stuff from eBay. He would, because I'm thinking of like whenever I would walk by and he was on the computer, I'm like, oh, that is like AOL, because that's the AOL was king. You know what it was king at the time, fucking AOL, and you couldn't. By 2002, I'm pretty sure this was solved, but you couldn't go on the internet and be on the phone at the same time. Now your phone is your internet device. For fuck. Jesus.
Marty, what year is it?
Jesus H. Honestly, I'm surprised the deneuralizer worked. The little makeshift deneuralizer he had in his basement. Oh, yeah, and they brought back Tony Shalhoub. That was nice. To be the guy at the counter.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, because he was in the first one. They brought him back. So that was nice. And he got his head shot off twice.
Nothing's going to taste right for weeks.
Yeah, it doesn't. No, he said nothing's ever going to taste right. He didn't even say for weeks.
Oh, right.
I thought he was going to say for weeks.
Oh,
he just said in general, nothing's ever going to taste
right.
Yeah, so it's I know what you were thinking of when you were talking about dated 2000s humor. A Balchidian.
Yeah. I mean, that one's just like, all right, ha-ha, guys. Ha-ha.
What confused me about this movie, and this is why I talk about it being, quote-unquote, not more for kids, but I guess more action-y, if you will, why is every single agent a kung fu master now?
Oh, yeah. That caught me completely off guard. Because, like, when Kay jumped up and kicked him, I'm like, all right, it's his return, it's his first, butt kicking moment. All right, make it interesting. And then Zed just started doing the wire fu kicks to the face, and then gets knocked on his ass, of course. But I was like,
it's like someone saw The Matrix.
Yeah, right. And I mean, I guess, hey, they probably were making that joke. But like, I
mean, no, look, they have the budget. I'm just saying that like Men in Black isn't that. Just from the one movie.
It did feel like it came out of nowhere.
What I do think is cool is like the aliens throwing around Jay. That was fun because like I can understand the aliens having super strength or yada yada like and having wires for that. That's fine. But them jumping up and doing kung fu and stuff like that, it's just, I mean, I don't know, because I'm thinking of I'm thinking of the comics. I think maybe they were trained in some stuff, but they never actually.
Oh yeah, like they're definitely trained in hand to hand. If something goes down and they don't have a weapon, but like, I don't think they're going to be ancient kung fu masters. Like,
that's the thing, because for me it's different, right? Because that's the thing, like the way the film is done, it makes it seem like if they wanted to, they can do like a full-on, not kung fu, but more like Matrix minus all the wire stuff and the slow motion. But they could do Matrix hand-to-hand. They could do certain types of, kung fu movie staples, like, certain kinds of like hand-to-hand, one-on-one, like really close, like really fast-paced. But once it starts getting into the flips, it's like, no, they're humans.
It's like,
no.
Right. Now we're just being silly. Come on.
Yeah. And for Men in Black, at least, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, the cockroach. I love how the cockroach was like, mighty kind of you. Or mighty, what did he say? He said, mighty thoughtful of you. And I was like, God damn it, the cockroach can talk.
Something like that. Yeah, no, that's a callback I love, because it's like, right, let's not incur that wrath again.
But Yeah, so I'm not trying to knock this movie and say it's the worst in the franchise or something. But there's just
still a fun ride, but
yes, but there's just certain things that I'm just like, it's different, and it's trying to get a different audience because it's trying to appeal. It's one of those weird things where it's like, oh, we got kids to like the first one. Great, so you could basically don't make the same movie, but you could have a similar tone. And it's like, no, we're going to make the tone more, kid-friendly in certain respects. Again, not every joke. But, like, the Balchinian one was definitely done as a way to, like, make us 10-year-olds try to be like, wasn't that funny? And it's like, I'm not saying it's not funny, especially, like, 10-year-old me might have chuckled. But I remember, I don't know, just now, looking back, it's like, but I liked the first one for some reason, right? Like, even though it wasn't this, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to make it more like this because the first one worked by itself with what it was.
Right, yeah. They definitely had a good sense of humor in that, but they also still kept a certain level of seriousness, which was nice. It felt like a nice balance.
Yes. But I'm thinking, yeah, I can't believe I forgot to mention this earlier. I don't know. I wanted to mention it at the beginning, but then I didn't know if I'll mention it at the end. The actor who plays Zed, his name is Rip Thorne, or at least that's his stage name. He passed. I believe it's his stage name. I'm unsure. He passed away recently.
He passed away.
Yeah, I didn't know if you heard about it.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah. It really was, because when I heard about that, I was like, I know that name. And I couldn't recall, and then when I had looked into it, I thought, oh my God, like this guy is part of my childhood. So so rest in peace. It's sad, but he lived a long life. I'll say that much.
Yeah.
Look at how he looks older, right? And this movie came out in 2002.
Right. Yeah.
That's 17 years ago.
Right.
But yeah, no, guy had his demons, and wish I would have mentioned this earlier. Going to be very hard to transition. Like seriously, like I feel bad now. I'm like, damn it, like bringing up this right now, but I didn't want to forget it later.
Right. Yeah.
But
in a weird way, I guess it's kind of funny because he even makes the joke. The character makes the joke to Zed makes the joke to Jay, like you gotta relax, kid, like put some let other agents do some work around here. It's okay. You want to end up looking like me before you hit 50?
Ish,
yeah.
Yeah. That's a good transition. So anyway, getting away from that. Speaking of the character, he was in the third one as well. We're not going to get into the third one now, but he was in the third one as well. I think that this one, again, it's not terrible compared to the first one. It's just weaker.
No.
That's the way I look at it. Like you said, it's a fun ride, but it's definitely weaker than the first one. I will say though that I'm not going to say this started a trend, but it definitely does feel, outside of it being a fun ride. So let's say, let's say if this came out today, right? Men in Black came out, 6 years ago. We all loved it. Then this comes out. It does feel a bit odd and off to be like, let's retcon what we did at the end of the first one. Again, it'd have to be a huge event to do it, which they did that, I think, very well. They set up something that was big enough that if it was something any smaller, then it would seem like it was truly worthless. But again, after what the first movie did, I'm not saying I didn't want to see more Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith, because I do. Heck, the fact that the third one didn't necessarily do that is frustrating, because it's like, hey, come on, you guys seemingly didn't decommission him by the end of this movie, so why didn't it sucks that we didn't get to see that in the third one. But when it comes to this one, does it feel that way to you? I don't know if you felt that way as a kid, because I'm wondering why you never saw this movie growing up, because I thought you would have seen this one too.
Yeah, I may have seen it with friends at some point, but I don't think I saw it when it came out. I don't know. it might have been one of those, like my parents or my dad was like, yeah, we'll catch it when it comes on TV or something like that,
Yeah. So do you think that it's kind of betraying what the end of the first movie did, or, I mean, even if it is, do you think it did it well? Like, what are your thoughts?
I mean, in a way, yes. Like, yeah, just looking at it plot-wise, yeah. But we also got that comedic duo back, and I'm glad for it.
I know. It's really rough for me, because, like, I want to be like, this is bad, I can't believe they did that, but it was good.
Yeah, but, like, their chemistry as partners is just too good to pass up on, really. Like, that's what I would go with. Like, you can't get rid of that. You just can't.
Yeah, I mean, it just also
feels
it just
too
sucks
integral,
because, again, it just does suck because the first one was not only so good, but, I mean, I will admit that it took well, you know what, I should actually clarify, because we talked about, like, it's weird that partners are deneuralizing partners, et cetera, because, like, why couldn't someone just take the initiative and do that to Will Smith's character? And catch him off guard. That's why I feel like it's weird that partners can do that to partners. But with someone like Kay, who's had like 30 years, I can get why he, in the end of the first one, was like, nah, deneuralize, like, hit me with it. I'm good. Hit me with the neuralizer.
Right. Yeah.
Like, do it. Decommission me. I have a lot of experience. I'm good. But again, that's more so a Kay thing. But with Jay doing it, as I mentioned earlier, still a little odd. And the fact that we could, we just end up bringing the two of them back, which again, like I love the chemistry between the two of them way too much. And also the fact that the first movie made so much money, I guess they really didn't expect that. I guess they really thought, like, I mean, because that's the thing. Like, at first I thought, oh, maybe they didn't expect it. But then I looked at what Will Smith had done around that time. I think we did this mid-podcast. And we looked at all the stuff that he was in around that time, and it's like, did you not expect it to do well? Like, they wrote it in a way where, Tommy Lee Jones' character was just, Kay was just sent off on his merry way, as if they weren't going to do this when he came back, or when the movie came back. So
that's the thing.
I don't know.
It feels like a nice wrapped up story for the first one.
Yeah.
So it feels like,
if
they did something like this later on. Like, I guess it's funny, I don't remember what the third one was. I may or may not have seen it.
I don't want to tell you, but I will tell you that the third one, if you think that a 6-year gap was crazy, third one was in 2012.
Oh, yeah, that I realized when I looked on IMDb. It was like, holy crap.
Yes.
Didn't realize there was that much of a gap. I knew there was a gap,
weird
but,
thing.
like, damn.
Yeah, the weird thing with it was, like, because of how much, like, Men in Black, I'm not saying you don't know this, but for anyone who might not have grown up around it, Men in Black was huge.
Yeah, like, I definitely knew the name at the time, but, like,
yeah,
I don't know
why.
No,
but when I say
I wasn't on that train. I don't know.
I mean, no, you were. You saw the first one.
Yeah.
Didn't you see the first one when it, like, around the time it was out on VHS?
Possibly.
I thought, well, no, because when you saw the first one, I thought we talked about this on the podcast. You didn't see it, like, recently. Like, you saw it when we both were kids, right?
No, yeah. I mean, I think I saw it on TV, though.
Oh, okay. But still, the TV when we were kids.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't wait till you were in high school.
No.
Yeah. So in my opinion, you were on the train. I didn't see the TV shows, but, like, I knew that they existed. Like, you did, too, because you saw it on, what's it called? You saw, like, you would see promos for it while flipping channels. Because we've talked about this before. Like, because I could swear you knew that a Men in Black TV show existed because you saw, WB, Kids WB.
Oh, yeah.
You saw Fox
I knew there
Kids.
was an animated series.
Exactly. So I'm not saying I saw it either, but just in general, though, Men in Black was huge with the two movies, with the video games. I believe at the time there were 2 for the PS1, and then, which I haven't played, actually, but there were 2 for the PS1. I mean, I thought, we both went to Universal around the same time, and they had the Men in Black ride, although I think when you went, they were creating it.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was there.
Oh, okay.
Because I knew
there was Men in Black, right? Yeah. So Men in Black was huge. But the difference is that for some reason, I think maybe it was just due to conflicting schedules with Tommy Lee Jones and with Will Smith. But when the two of them, I guess maybe the two of them were so busy,
right?
And because of that, I guess that delayed it in some way. I don't know what else would have delayed it, if there's some kind of rights issue or something. But no, or actually, I'll check soon in a second. If the second one maybe didn't make as much as they would have liked, that'll always do it.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, Men in Black became really, really big with how much money it was making and how much kids were liking it, you and I included. But yeah, so anything in this movie that you really didn't like? We've been talking about good things. That really stands out to you? Because I know you've been mentioning some jokes, but anything like that, perhaps, or something else that you're like, nah.
It was. Oh God, now I'm trying to think of. No, not Laura.
Yeah, I know, Medusa.
No.
No, yeah, her name was Laura. Oh, wait,
the woman
no,
that Jay didn't deneuralize.
Wait,
not
God.
Deneuralize.
Oh, okay, no, yeah, I was right. Yeah, it was Laura.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she plays Laura, and then Laura Flynn Boyle, she plays Serlina, who is the alien.
Right.
That's what threw me off. Oh, and Johnny Knoxville played the alien, the one who was really stupid with two heads.
Yes, right.
If you don't know Johnny Knoxville, he's from Jackass.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, so he played a complete idiot. And I think he did the job really well. All jokes aside, I'm being serious. He actually did it. No, I'm being serious.
Yeah.
He did a really good job. And Nick Cannon was in the movie. He was the random agent who was like, please don't neuralize me, sir.
I recognized him, too. What the hell is that supposed to mean? Nothing, sir. I nearly spit out my drink. I was like, is that Nick Cannon? Holy shit.
Yes. He looked like a child, like a literal child.
Oh, God. I'm like, you look like you're fresh out of the Kids' Choice Awards.
And it's so weird, because Nick Cannon is 38. So this is 17 years ago. He would have been 21, but he looked like he was 15.
Right. I'm pretty sure that
oh my God,
he was in the Kids' Choice Awards that year, and Men in Black 2 was one of the top picks, if I had to take a guess.
See, I told you, this isn't, that's how far back in my mind this is. I don't remember, but yet somehow I'm like, no, this was for kids. Yeah, Kids' Choice Awards was carrying this. Or at least was, had this in its,
Nick Cannon was all that? Was it all that? Because then I think he got his own show, too. I can't remember. But yeah.
I am checking. Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, no, that was a blast from the past.
Yeah. You're right, all that. I don't know why I forgot that. And he was in Kenan and Kel as well. And yes, you are correct. Yes, the Nick Cannon show. So anyway, looking at the box office, the budget was $140 million. The box office was $441.8 million. So that should be good, but I don't know. I don't know how the money works with so companies, of course, paid money to be in the movie, like Burger King, stuff like that, right? So they paid that money. So that's money going, I'm not saying it's offsetting the budget necessarily completely, but I'm assuming it's doing something for that. And I mention that for a specific reason, because looking at the first one, the budget was $90 million, but it made $589.4 million at the box office. So that's a lot. So nearly $600 million over $90 million, where in this one it made nearly $442 million out of $140 million. And I'm assuming something that also skyrocketed the budget, not just potentially Will Smith maybe getting an even higher profile and being able to command an even higher amount due to him being like, well, I guess the movie won't get made. right? Not just that, but also the fact that, again, the CG, even though we've had those joking parts where, you know, the CG was bad with, like, the older version of Men in Black, quote-unquote, you know, the TV show, still, the CG in general, though, like, to make Jeff, fucking huge amount of money had to go into making Jeff, especially in 2002.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when making things like that compared to the first one where, like, they made the cockroach creature, but most of the time it was practical, which can still cost a pretty penny, but most of the time it was practical. So in this case, making it the way that they did, yeah, it was, like, with how much money that was put into it. Yeah, I don't know if it made enough for them to be like, no, this is crazy worth it, because, of course, they still have to put money into it promotionally. So, like, to not just the trailers, but, I mean, anything at the time, especially at a time where TV was king. Nowadays, you can put a trailer up for free on YouTube and make back ad revenue on a fucking trailer.
Right.
So the game has changed now with YouTube, where you can put an ad on an ad, or you can put movie clips online of Men in Black and then put ads on the clips, but, like, legally, like, you know, like Universal doing this legally and then making back money. So it's kind of crazy. David Cross, I like his actor. He's been in a lot of stuff. He played the videotape dude, the one who believes in aliens.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah. Everything about that was funny until he wanted to kill his mom, and I was like, whoa! It's like, Jesus H. Christ.
Yeah, I didn't know how to take that. Like, I saw him pick up the shovel, and I'm like, why?
Just singing
like,
to the theme. What the fuck? Like, just,
right.
Like, I know, because, like, even as a kid, I was like, what's he going to do with that shovel? Like, literally get out of your mom's house. It's like,
what
so then leave.
Fuck
I don't.
Is this?
Basically, like, just, I don't know, maybe I missed it, but I could swear Jay didn't say anything like, because if he had said something like, even if you gotta kill her, like, not like kill, but like, even if you gotta get her out of the picture, like, he didn't say anything like that.
Yeah, no.
So it's weird that they shot
like
that and kept it there.
Yeah, it didn't seem like
he alluded to
anything like that.
Because it would be funny if he accidentally. Because I think it would be funny if he accidentally alluded to it.
Oh my
Because, like, no, because it's under mind control. So it's kind of like if you
I wonder if
accidentally. What?
No, like, I wonder if it was like, because he would, like, move out of the house and, like, I guess do the people that get flashed, do they, like, take it in their own? I don't know. They always seem to follow everything word by word, but, like, did he just take it, like, did his brain process that as the only way I'm getting out of here is if I kill my mother? Wait, what? No, man.
I don't know.
Why would
they did say
like
that. They did say he was in therapy, but I don't think. I mean, maybe it's because of our 2019 sensibilities. I don't know if that's meant to be funny. Like, what I did find funny was, are you from the group therapy? Why, yes, I am, ma'am. You hear the neuralizer downstairs first. You hear it first before you hear Will Smith go off. It was so fucking funny. It's like, God damn it, that's great. But no, because it would be funny if Jay's character, just how he speaks so openly, it would be funny if people did dumb shit because of it. Like, it would be funny if he's like, crap. I told someone, crap, during, and they went to poop. They were like, I must poop eternally. Like, I don't know, like some dumb shit like that. Just something really stupid like that. Like, that would be funny. But he said nothing. Maybe it was in the original script. Or maybe, they were just like, how do we end this? Oh, let's do it like this. I don't know. It just didn't make, it wasn't a big, it wasn't a,
I don't
it didn't really
know if
land
I missed
with
something
me.
Or, yeah.
Yeah. What was funny is the family just watching the TV.
Yeah, you did not
just
see
watching
a wall
the TV.
Of shiny
hey,
weapons.
hey,
I
guys, used to live here. Don't worry.
Stuff up. My God.
They're just sitting there watching TV, mindless. That's funny. I know it's
Love
been done
cherish
before,
each other.
but it's Also, she gets ice cream and candy whenever she wants.
My
Close
God.
the door.
She can stay up late and have cookies and candy and cake and all that crap.
Matt, why do you think this movie was made with children in mind? Because after saying that, a bunch of kids in the theater cheered. I don't remember that. I wasn't in the theater. But I'm imagining a bunch of kids in the theater going, yay!
Yeah, right.
Yay! I'm assuming that played well with the Kids' Choice Awards crowd. But, I like that the place, even though it looks like it's just some random-ass building in New York, apparently it's pressurized.
Right.
Well, because I thought
Yeah, you knew that.
Well, because what I thought was, because he used something that involved fire like that, I thought it was a backdraft.
Right.
Do you know what a backdraft is?
Not
Clearly someone needs to be watching more.
I know
someone
how
needs
fire
to be
works.
watching more. Okay, but someone needs to be watching more Super Sentai, because QQ Sentai Go-Go 5, where the 5 siblings who are the 5 Rangers are also in, they're in rescue professions. Like one of them's a nurse, one of them's a firefighter, one of them's So when I watched that show, they taught me what a backdraft was. So sometimes it pulls you in because of all the air that's like leaving or caught in there, like a pocket. Yeah, and like the heat. Yeah, it pulls you in. And so I was like, oh, a huge item like that, or rather making such a huge explosion like that, would probably create a backdraft. So I would like to thank Toei, thank Super Sentai, for teaching me about what a backdraft is. And then I learned, no, it's just the building is pressurized, because why the fuck would they not? And I'm like, you know what, that's fair. That's why Serlina, she was smart to be like, let me just pretend to be, although that's odd too, I guess, in a way, a roundabout way, just looking at the world. It's just like, I'm going to sneak in. I'm going to pretend to be someone who's looking for sanctuary, but really, I'm going to cause trouble. Granted, most aliens aren't doing that, but still, it was kind of like
yeah,
interesting.
You think there would have?
It just
I
hit me
guess
right
they
this
weren't.
second.
They weren't prepared for it, so that's how she got through. Like, they didn't know she was in disguise or anything.
Right. Well, that's one of two things. I meant in general, most aliens are just trying to do their thing, and she's the one alien seemingly who's doing it this way.
Right.
And it's just like, we have a movie about her and not a movie about everyone who's just chilling, having a good time. But anyway, but seriously though, you're right though. That's another thing too that I want to mention as well. Why would they not fucking notice? Why would she not set off a bunch of red flags? Like, they don't have a scanner or something even before she gets in the door? Like, they're so well funded. Like, why can't I mean, I'm assuming the agents are so good at, like, being able to notice at least that someone is an alien. Why couldn't I just walk into the building?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if I learn something, why couldn't I just walk into the building and be like, I am an alien, beep boop. Where are you from?
Beep boop.
Oh, fuck. We know where fuck is. That's near the shit nebula. Correct. You are aware of fuck. But really though,
thank you for giving
it is odd that there were no
about
scanners.
Fuck.
Yeah. Like, you would think, like, Zed would just be like, oh, let me escort you myself, and then that's when shit gets real.
Yeah, right.
Like, I think, that's something the movie, I don't know, it just feels like it, even though Will Smith, in a way, it didn't dumb him down, because his character is very, like, he's a hotshot. It's when Jay comes back that you're reminded, or Kay, that you're reminded, like, yeah, no, you're basically a rookie when compared to a 30-year vet. But still, I don't think they dumbed his character down necessarily.
No,
I just think that
like,
overall,
because he does pick up a lot of Kay's mannerisms too, and like obviously
that was
shit.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Every time it's like, let's go get pie.
Oh God, right.
You know, or other stuff like that.
Like Jay always he has his own way of getting things done too, which have worked.
Mhm. Yeah, no. I'm just saying that it does feel like in general, though, again, just the tone of the movie was like, well, this has to happen this way. Why? Well, because then it couldn't happen. It's like, no, you could easily have someone like Zed be on his game, or the entire MIB be on their game, but have her still infiltrate.
Yeah,
like
obviously
without
she's
still
a huge threat.
Yes, like I mean, I don't know, like because the way they describe it, like even though it has been like 50 years, not 50, but like 30 years. 20, 30
this
years?
one's
no, 30, 40
still
years?
on their monitor because it's like, oh, they could come back for the light any time now.
Yeah, exactly. Now, granted, no one knew that the light was there, so I guess the thought was, well, it's not our problem, but she still is a threat in general. It's like saying, Vader's not a problem because he doesn't want to destroy my planet. Yeah, but it's still a planet-destroying alien that should be in a catalog somewhere.
Right.
You know, when she enters your orbit, there should be a blip somewhere.
Right. There should be alarms going off like there's no fucking tomorrow, and everyone should be kissing their backside goodbye.
Exactly. Like Zed should have been like, hey, you're back.
Because, like, they had the alarm go off in the first movie when the battle cruiser was sitting over the planet. It's like, well, that's a thing. By the way, we're fucked if you don't find the galaxy.
So then we're
I guess
fucked.
she technically snuck onto the planet too, I guess, but...
Yes, but yeah,
I don't know.
It's just...
It feels like they should have at least been alerted to something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, you could, because of how fast everything was going, you could still have a situation where Will Smith's character, Jay, I don't know why I just don't want to just say Jay. It just feels like it's just Will Smith. But Jay can learn things as they go along. Before he gets K again, he could learn things as they go along while the organization learns things, so that when the two of them come together, it's like, hey, I learned this, don't worry, we know about that, so then we have to get K then, right? Yes. All right, then I'll go get K. Like, both can happen. They can learn at the same time, but still she can, because she's taking on another form, sneak in. We should also mention that's true, too. She's taking on another form. She can sneak in, and because of that, you know, that's how she gets past their security. But throughout the movie, it wasn't mentioned like, oh, they knew that she was around. It was only through Jay that it's like, oh, wow, this is a threat? And it's like, yes, Zed, you've known about this. Oh, of course I've known about this, but it hasn't been a threat for over 30 years. And granted, I know that dude's very busy.
Yeah, there's no way they could be here. Well, I got a spaceship sitting in right in front of me that says otherwise. We should probably look into that.
And that's a funny thing, too, by the way. Like, look, I understand. Well, you know, you want to try to be on the side of, well, no, even aliens that want to hurt us have a reason. There's a reason that they still want to hurt. And I get it, because, like, you don't want to get down this path of, like, let's just shoot everything. You have to have a path of coexistence. Right, I mean, that's the whole, what both movies are really trying to push at the end of the day. Right. But an alien that has been known, that has threatened your planet before, and literally said, even you being a part of this might mean that I will be back one day to murder you. All of that.
Right.
It
makes me think we were woefully underprepared for this.
Definitely. And again, I don't mean underprepared, like, send out every agent. Like, I get it. Like, you have to have the movie be around Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith. No shit. I think of it as, underprepared as, how did she get through all of our, like, at least if at one point they were like, we're underfunded, we actually might be shut down, and they had that sort of element, at least you're like, okay, they're running on empty. But it seemed like they were doing just fine. They got Burger King in the fucking background. They had that alien kid eating Burger King. That was so cute. The one that was trying to touch something.
Yeah, right.
Oh, my God. But, I'm so happy that Serlina didn't die getting eaten by Jeff. Like, I love me some Jeff, but that would have been really odd.
Yeah.
As, like, an end to
funny.
her.
Right. They blew her up, came back. I mean, just basically a bunch of vine worm things together, like hive mind.
Well, because that's what she was when she was tiny.
Right, exactly. Blew up, came back from that, eaten by a giant worm, came back from that. But we blow her up a second time with a bigger gun. That one worked. Which, honestly, I'm happy
you see it my way.
I mean, it's funny. Of everything I would, say something about and nitpick, that's the one thing I'd be like, you know what, I'm not going to touch that one because a lot of things do that, and it's fine. I wanted the big finale. I'm happy you had some fireworks on that one.
Oh, my God. Could you just imagine, what are we going to do? Something falls out of Kay's pocket. Is that a pager, Kay?
No.
Calls Captain Marvel.
Holy shit. Oh, my God.
I don't know what that is.
Nick
Captain
Fury
Marvel
pops
fucking...
up. Where did you get this number?
Where did you get this number? Where did you... But,
and it's just Kay saying back, where did you get this number? I see we're at a standstill. It would seem that we are.
See, if you want... Okay, so in my opinion, because technically this is a Marvel franchise, if you want to jump the shark 100%...
That would be fucking hilarious.
International...
a comic crossover for that?
Yeah. Oh, well, not even a comic. Just international or any future Men in Black films should be a crossover. Because technically... I don't know, because I'm pretty sure it's because the first one said it was a Marvel comic book, adapted from. I don't know if this one had it in the credits, but the first one did, because Malibu Comics created it, and then they were, or around the same time, they were being bought out by Marvel. So technically this is a Marvel property. It's just not a Marvel movie for many reasons. It's obviously not MCU for so many reasons, but it also isn't even considered a Marvel movie along the lines of, or Marvel superhero along the lines of Blade at the time, around the same time, or Spider-Man, because this is 2002, so the first Spider-Man had already came out, the one with Tobey Maguire, not the first X-Men. So yeah, it's not anywhere near that at all, but it's still one of those weird situations where, because Marvel bought a comic division where a creator was making Men in Black, this is technically a Marvel movie.
Right.
But yeah, you want to go balls to the wall crazy. That's how you do it. I mean, you have so many other organizations. Why the fuck can't the Men in Black exist?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. But, yeah. Anyway, I feel like if you neuralize Doctor Strange, a bunch of realities will, cease to exist or something.
Oh, God, that would be... I don't want to even think of the ramifications of that. That would be horrifying.
Yeah, definitely.
Time-space continuum just fucking unravels.
Yeah. So, how did you feel about the ending twist of her being the light? Because I thought the light was in her bracelet.
Right.
I guess because of the first movie. But no, she is the light. How do you feel about that? I feel like it was just I don't want to say it because I've been talking a lot. What's your twist? What's your thing on it?
I kind of just went with it at that point. That was the thing. I kind of wish she had gotten to do a little more. Granted, I know they were trying to, obviously once they figured it out, they were trying to keep her safe and, out of the way and not, being eaten. But, I don't know. I felt like she should have been a part of the action or the chase or something.
Organization?
I mean, she was in the... Yeah, I don't know. I feel like she should have helped out or gotten the chance to help out a little more. I don't know. I mean, granted, she had no idea who she was either, so...
This is her way of helping out.
Oh, yeah, and, I like the message, I like the idea of, no, you are your people's light. You are their leader, your princess, they need you, to lead them on into space, into the future, and whatever. That's a beautiful message. That's fine. I love that. But, yeah, just kind of... that's what it adds up to at the end of all this. I guess I felt a little weird, but at that point I was like, all right.
She literally lives in Manhattan. She doesn't know jack shit about space. But I think for me the reason why it's confusing is because they didn't necessarily, in my opinion, they didn't give me a good explanation as to why she is the light versus why Will Smith's character isn't the light. What's the difference between the two? Why is one the light and why is one not the light?
because she is from that
I'm
planet.
being serious.
Yeah,
but
at least with like Orion's
she
belt,
never said
there was at least a little teaser of
yes.
like that might be important for the audience.
Yes, but she never said. Yes, but what I'm saying is she never said the phrase like I never even remember where I grew up. Like I was just like I have amnesia. Like no,
right.
And I guess that would ruin the twist. But she never said
I guess
anything.
The idea would have been like the idea that she was okay with everything like so quickly. But at the same time, we had that in the first movie, and she wasn't an alien. She was human. She was just like, yeah, all right, I can comprehend this and believe that it exists. What's next?
Yes. Right.
Yeah. So
and again, maybe they were trying to play off that to fuck with us. Maybe they were trying to play off those vibes. Like, she's going to be in the organization too. Maybe she's also interested in Will Smith because the first one, to be fair, also like they were also interested in each other, but at least she became an agent.
Right.
To have it make sense. But no, yeah, it's interesting that, this one took that turn. And I don't think it's a terrible turn or a terrible twist, but with a good twist or a good turn, there's always something justifying it that you didn't notice in the beginning. Like a lot of the best M. Night Shyamalan twists are stuff that was technically foreshadowed, but you didn't realize it.
Right.
That's a good Shyamalan twist or a general good twist. In this case, this was a twist based on no foreshadowing whatsoever.
Yeah, that's what it felt like to me, too.
That's my problem. Because unless I miss something major, and you guys can tell me down in the comments down below, but unless I miss something major, there was nothing in this cut of the film, maybe it was like in another script or something, but nothing in this cut of the film that made me go, oh, right, yeah, she mentioned, like, I don't have a home. Even that's vague enough, but like, I have amnesia. I was just, I'm just trying to, like she said, like this place feels like home. So you could argue like with Kay, where he's at home around aliens, she's at home around an alien cat and her boss.
Yeah.
But nothing about this, her character made it seem like she was lost, and this huge twist is actually propped up by stuff that you had no idea about because you were just watching the movie for the first time. So and by the way, I forgot that she was the light, to be fair. That's how many times I guess I've watched this movie over the years compared to the first one. But even though I forgot, still, I don't think me watching it again will be like, oh, right there. That's how,
right.
I knew.
I don't feel like that either.
There was a little drawing around her name on the thing, the pizza, but like again, like that's nothing. If that's your basis for a twist, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
Like all we need is one little flash to a scene, maybe one we didn't see, where she said something to Will Smith's character. One little thing, and then it's like that was it. Even if it's something we didn't see, I would be like, oh, okay, you were withholding this from us at least. Like at least you had the wherewithal to be like, you know what, let's withhold it from the audience, but this is still a twist that has some kind of basis in character, in storyline, but none of that. So it was just odd to me at the end of the day. Again, a weaker movie, not the worst.
Yeah,
definitely not the worst in the franchise, but it's definitely weak and compared to the first one. And I would tell someone, oh, yeah, no, definitely watch this. But this is not one of those movies where it lives up to or does better than its predecessor. Because there are some sequels that definitely do that. This is not one of those.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely worth it to watch it still. But, it's definitely weaker than the first one.
Yeah, you got to tell someone to go into it with that thought. Because, like, if they're like, oh, I love the first one, am I going to love this one? Love's a strong word.
Strong word.
You're going to really like this one at best, I would argue. I'm not saying someone can't. Again, just if you're telling this to someone for the first time, because I'm assuming you've gotten to this point, you got all the spoilers, So even if you haven't seen this, you at least got all the spoilers. But I think if you're trying to get someone into this for the first time, trying to get them to watch this, definitely temper their expectations. A bit. Because I think if you go into this like you have that, especially if it's like a movie marathon and you're going into this with like after the first one and you're like, this one's going to seem nah. You know, I think. Like, I think if you're trying to like do a marathon and you got like that vibe going, you're like, yeah, all that energy, and then you see the second one in a row. I feel like it's a little iffy. But I still love. Oh my God, I still love the quote unquote bad special effects that were used for the for the segments that were based around the movie. That, by the way, that's another cool thing too that like we should mention. That people talk about conspiracies and stuff like that online. People are like, it's right in your face, and that's why it's a conspiracy. That's like a new kind of, not new, but that's like a type of. Well, what I mean by that is, Tristan, is when someone says, why is this? How could you call this a conspiracy or a Hollywood conspiracy? It's in a movie. Everybody knows about it. Millions of people have seen it. Yes, but it's the fact that
because everyone knows about
it
and looks. Right, and it's like, well, that's too stupid to be real.
And they put it in the movie.
Right. Well, that was hilarious, because Kay mentions it at the end of the first one. Or not the end, but the tabloids. He's like, best journalism to look for, alien activity. And Jay's like, are you fucking with me? Like, what?
Oh, you know what I loved about the tabloids?
And then
the front
when
page
they go
that
into
the guy was reading.
Yeah.
The front page said Satan breaks out of hell, and I was like, that's fucking hilarious.
God.
That was literally the front page he was reading. Yes, right? No, he was reading it. Satan breaks out of hell. And I was like, that would have been a good movie. That would have been a good plot for the third one. I mean, again,
Men in Black versus Satan.
I don't know if they ripped that from the comics, but again, in the comics, they really went out there.
Right, yeah.
So, like,
no, that would
they probably
feel
would have
like
fought Satan.
Line.
They would have fought Satan, because I haven't read Volume 2. I think I read the first volume in full. So anyway, so anything you want to say before we wrap this one up?
I think that's about everything for me, yeah.
Oh, the song at the end was good. Will Smith.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what that song was called, but I liked it.
Kind of happy to see Will Smith come back for the ending theme again. Oh.
Yeah, it was funny.
That's
you were
what
like,
killed me.
Oh, I know. I knew you were going to bring this up.
The line, I texted it to you. The line in that song, almost as good a crime fighter as me from the first one, and I nearly spit out my drink. Oh, God, I found that so fucking funny.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about the fact that when they were in the car, the new hover car, the console was basically, instead of it being a wheel, it was a PS1 controller.
It was yeah. No, that was great too.
I'm sure Sony made a good deal with them for that.
Oh yeah, right.
Oh wait, it was filmed at Sony Pictures Studio. Never mind.
Well, there you go.
Never mind. Well, there we go. That settles that. That's probably why there were PS1 games exclusively. I mean, maybe there was a Game Boy Color one, maybe off of the cartoon. Maybe.
You're telling me your parents never gave you a Game Boy? What the hell is a Game Boy? Jesus Christ.
Ancient Tommy Lee Jones, and I love him, but ancient Tommy Lee.
Yeah.
No, because K is ancient. And it's just like your parents never gave you a Game Boy, and it's just like, what is a Game Boy?
Yeah, Jay.
Looking at Will Smith's character.
What the fuck are you doing?
Looking at Will Smith's character, he's in his 20s right now. So 20 years earlier, he would have been a kid with a Game Boy and an NES.
Right.
Like, he's in his 20s when the movies are out, both of them. He's clearly, newer to the Force. He knows what he's doing. He's a hotshot, but he's newer to the Force than the first one. This one, it's been 5 years, but again, if it's canonically 2002, he would have been in the 80s with a Game Boy and with an NES. So it's like, your mom never gave you a what? Maybe you could have been like, it's like an Atari 2600, Jay. Okay, maybe, and that's pushing it.
Maybe. You mean that thing that
played it's like a Vectrex. Like a
one.
A ColecoVision.
Oh my God.
It's a Magnavox, Kay.
Oh God.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't work.
Stop throwing names out. Those aren't even real.
I'm just gonna start throwing out unreal ones, and Tristan will be like, "You're right. Those are all 70s and 80s consoles." Oh fuck.
No, I've paid attention. Just because I can't tell what it is from.
I'm just going to start throwing out random Japanese PC names. That's a Sharp X-9000.
Well, all right. Now I doubt you'd even know what those are.
I do know. You know why I know what some of those are? Because Digital Devil Story. They made a port for one of those Japanese PC games. PCs.
Oh, holy shit!
Because there are some games that were literally just made for certain Japanese PCs. So you would need to be emulating the PC to play the game. Not like, oh, this is more. Not like in the U.S. where it's like, oh, this is compatible with Windows 97, but like. It isn't a Windows 97. Oh, no, you could argue it's a Windows 97 game, I guess. But it's more of an operating system, whereas with these PCs, it's very rare, I would argue, to be like, yeah, let's play some of the X amount of games for this one Japanese PC line.
Right.
Anyway, we've gotten to a weird part of the show. We love you all. We hope you had a good time for another episode of Friday Night Movies. Us? No. So, we love you all. Take care, and tune in next time for another episode of Friday Night Movies. You have all of our different social media accounts down in the description box down below, assuming that you're watching this through our YouTube channel, Those Guys on the Radio, or perhaps you are listening to this through our iTunes, which is which searched up Those Guys on iTunes. You can download all of our stuff there, or perhaps you actually check this out on our Blog Talk Radio account, which is blogtalkradio.com/Those Guys on the Radio. Either way, our social media links should be somewhere in there, in any one of those. All right, so love you all. Take care. Tune in next time. Say good night, Tristan.
Good night, everyone. And remember, they are out there, waiting, watching. They're in the subway.
Do.